Hey, want a little secret on how to get people to hang out and not bail to another company? That's what we're going to talk about in today's episode. Hey, greetings, my friends. Todd Falcone here. Welcome back to another training episode. All right, so let's chat about a little strategy that you can apply into your organizational growth and get people to stick around for longer, more loyalty, more camaraderie, more growth, more recruiting, bigger teams, bigger checks, more rank advancements. I'm sure all those sound great to you, right? So that's obviously, what we're looking for as we grow a business. So here's a strategy that I teach that I can promise you, okay, that if you do something about it, it will be a game changer for you. But you gotta do what I'm about to share with you, and it's not hard, okay? That's one of the things I like about this business is not that it's not hard work. I mean, anything worthwhile is hard, right? You're gonna have to bust it in order to, get big returns in anything that we do in or out of network marketing. But in terms of like simplicity, this is like no-brainer stuff, okay? Anybody can do what I'm going to share with you. So here's the thing. The term that we've used for so many years in network marketing where I don't know who made up the phrase, but hey, network marketing, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself, right? We've probably all heard that term, which means you're, okay, I'm in business, for myself, but I'm not by myself, meaning I have like this team of people, right? But let me ask you a question. Are you by yourself right now? Like, are you sitting in a room on a regular basis with your whole team, like you're just hanging out in the same room? No, we're solopreneurs, which is kind of hard actually when you think about it. Like a lot of time, like we're connecting with people throughout the day, hopefully that you should be. But like I'm sitting here, I'm sitting in my office, there's nobody here. It's just me. And it's probably just you, unless you're happen to be, plugging into this episode and you're at a Super Saturday training or something like that, or you're doing something. But, most of the people that are watching this are alone. And so here we are, these solopreneurs, and we're always by ourselves. We go meet with people and we're on Zooms and all of that stuff, but the majority of our time is spent alone. And so how do we take that aloneness and create some togetherness and create a situation where people that we're working with, right, we can create a deeper connection. How do we create a deeper connection with our team members? It's one thing to be, inside of a Facebook group and you have community inside of a Facebook group, for example. That's cool. That's one way to have a connection. In fact, a lot of teams use Facebook groups in particular to create some degree of culture and connection. Some people, like for example, a couple weeks ago I was at a retreat in Hawaii, and other leaders were talking about how they put together and they put on, retreats for people on their teams, and they get together, and either as a reward mechanism or as a bonding mechanism. Because, the truth is, as I've already mentioned, we're always kind of alone. And so when it comes to building the business, one of the things that I've done for many years, I've been teaching it for many years, is a concept that actually creates more growth, more confidence, more action, more connection, more loyalty. It creates more of all of the above. There's nothing, in fact, I would challenge you, if you can think of something negative that it brings, something that's, I'd love to hear from you. Like, oh, Todd, I think what you're talking about is going to do this. Like, there's everything about what I'm about to share with you is good, good, and good, okay? Nothing bad. All of the good and none of the bad. So the concept here is very simple. The idea is to, if you have a group, right? So let's say you have, I don't know, let's say you have 100 people on your team, okay? And depending on how you build, all 100 of those people might be in your town if you're building locally. If you're building like most people do today, you might have, a small group over in Texas, and you got a group in Southern California, and you got another group in Montana, and they're all rooting out of like one person there that's, started a group. So I got 20 people in Bozeman, and I got, 35 people in Dallas, and I've got, 16 people that are in the Southern California area around San Diego as an example. And so what happens here is, again, because even in those situations, like, okay, let's take the San Diego group. The San Diego group, all those people, they live around one another, but they're all at home doing their thing. It's a home-based business, and they're building their business at home. But what if you did this instead? And this is the whole idea. What you do with your team, you create this culturally within your organization. This is actually a great culture building strategy to create, again, more connection, more bonding, just better everything, all of the above, is you set up a situation where you're like, okay, Thursday nights is, I call it like a team building night or a team building blitz, whatever you want to call it. You can name, it doesn't matter what it's called, but here's what the concept is. The concept is you go, okay, hey guys, on Thursday nights from 6 to 10, everybody around, wherever they are, you're gonna find people that are on your team that are within reasonable driving distance of your home. And from 6 to 10 on Thursday nights, like, okay, so I live here in Oregon. Let's say I had, 6 team members that are within a 15, 20, 30-minute drive from my house. I'm like, hey, guys, we're starting at 6. Come on over. Every Thursday night we do this from 6 to 10. So those 6 people come over to my house. And you can switch houses if you want. You can do it at another team member's house or whatever. And when they come over to your home, from 6 to 10, what you're doing is you're business building. You're not just sitting around chit-chatting. You got people in different, somebody in the kitchen, somebody over in this room, somebody in the living room, whatever. A couple people over here, spaced out enough where if there's 2 people talking, it's not interrupting one another. And you spend all that time under the same roof prospecting, doing reach outs, whether it's Facebook reach outs, Instagram reach outs, text reach outs, phone reach outs, whatever you're doing. But it's not a training session. It's not just to hang out. It's like we're under the same roof, bonding by building together. And let me just tell you this. Until you've done this one time, you don't have a clue what you're missing out on, okay? I can guarantee this, like somebody who is completely unproductive, they're going to be way more productive. How about this? I know this has happened to some of you guys. You have a prospect, and that prospect is a total jerk. And they are just not cool. They're not nice. They put you down. They insult you. They say something that just caused you to question why are you even involved in network marketing? Oh my gosh, this is like, the guy just hammered me. And but the thing is, if you were totally by yourself, like you normally are, and somebody just blasted you, that could put you on your back for a day, a week, or permanently. It could send you into the stratosphere where you're done. Okay, but here's the thing: if you get some negative prospect and you're at my house and you get off the phone and you got this look on your face, I'm like, hey, what happened? Oh my gosh, you told me I was stupid, an idiot. He said he doesn't want to be my friend anymore, or whatever they say. Well, you can pull that person up and out of that situation because you're there with them, and you can immediately create what's called a recovery anchor. So because you've got this support mechanism, you've got these people around, you can pull that person out of that negative spinning energy and get them immediately back on the phone or doing a reach out in 15 seconds. And so there's so many advantages to this, where it's going to create more confidence. People can observe and they can learn that you're doing business building activity under the same roof together, and it just across the board it creates amazing things: more production, more results, more action, more confidence, more camaraderie, more loyalty, more fun. I mean, it's always more fun when you're doing it together than doing it alone. So there's all these advantages to it. And I'll give you a quick example. I I've done this a bunch of times. So as you guys know, I run this A-Team program. And a few years ago, I flew to Norway. And I did these 2 big events, and I put together an A-Team where we had 400 Norwegian people on this 12-week A-Team program. At week 4 or 5, I issued a challenge, and the challenge was I described what it was, what I just described to you, and I challenged everybody in that group to, do a blitz before we meet next week. So we meet the next week. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, so, hey, who did a blitz? And I get this guy to raise his hand. He's like, me. I'm like, hey, tell me about that. He goes, well, we actually did it last night. I'm like, cool. He goes, I had 4 people at the house. Awesome. How was it? He said, well, we scheduled 90 business presentations. I'm like, okay, that sounds pretty good. Is that good? He said, oh, yeah, that was really good. We scheduled 90 business presentations out of 4 people in one night. I'm like, okay. How many, with that group of 4 people, had you not done that, how many business presentations do you think that group of 4 would have done? And he said, none. I'm like, what? He said, yeah. He goes, none of those people were being productive at all. And so he took a completely unproductive group of people, and in one night, combined with 4 people, they scheduled 90 business presentations. So I think if you hear that, and I can give you multiple examples of that because I've done this enough times with different groups of people, but it's, and also just imagine this, like there's no way for your group to do less. Like if you put people into a group of like you take 3 people, 5 people, 8, 10 people, and you put them under the same roof, they're all, on purpose with the same objective. And the objective is like, hey, we're going to just flip as many rocks over as possible and do as much recruiting and prospecting as we can during this 4-hour window, whatever it is for you. You're guaranteed to get more production out of those people than they would if they were alone. Okay. It is 100% assured that there will be more production by doing so than not doing so. So what if, think about this, what if you have a group of, 2,000 people on your team, and you create this situation where this is what you do, whether it's a Thursday night, a Saturday morning, whatever, whatever day and whatever window of time it is, and that's just what you do. And you drive that message into your entire organization, into your entire culture, and everybody's adopting it. Hey, the Thursday night is blank night. You pick up, some cool name or something. You could gamify it, throw up a whiteboard, put a tally sheet up there, give rewards to the person that did the most reach outs or set up the most appointments. You can make it fun, and I can promise you, it is way more fun than being alone. Okay. You guys know this. I mean, if you're a network marketer that's been around for any period of time, it's crazy how this total social business can be kind of lonely because we are sitting at home by ourselves building our business. Well, this is a way for you to, give yourself a change of pace, be around a group of people, and also just, get more done, get more production out of it. So I would encourage you to do it. That's all I got to say. Okay. I would absolutely. This can be one of the biggest game changers for you if you do something about it. If you don't do anything about it, ain't nothing going to change. So anyhow, that's my message for you today. I appreciate you. If you're on my podcast, I appreciate people listening to me on audio. If you're on my YouTube channel, thank you guys. Come on over here, toddfalcone.com/episode 272. That's TODD FALCONE.com /episode 272. And we'll see you next time.